Hello everyone and welcome to this Warhammer 40k 8th edition battle report. I am Brady and today Ryan is here with me.
Hello.
And yeah, we're going to be playing Grey Knights versus Orks. We're going to be doing a regular chapter approved mission because this is just going to be a casual game. We're just going to play it with casual armies and stuff. Neither of these armies are something I would bring to a tournament. But yeah, they're just going to be fun armies and it's going to be an entertaining game. So yeah, let's get to the armies. This is 1,500 points of Orks. And if you guys are wondering why they're red, it's because this is a Tuska the Demon Killa army. And for those of you who don't know who Tuska the Demon Killa is, he is an orc that is in favor of Khorne. So he just constantly fights and fights and fights, and every time he dies and everything, Khorne just brings him back up, and they all just get back fighting. So that's why they're all red, is because I'm pretty sure that's the way Khorne would want them to be. So yeah, Ryan, tell us about your army.
Okay, so first we've got a patrol detachment led by Tuska himself, who is a war boss in mega armor. He's got Power Claw and Big Choppa. Other HQ is the war boss on bike, this guy here, and he's got a Big Choppa and a custom Shuda. And then for troops, we've got 29 boys, all with Choppas and Sluggas, and the boss has a custom Slugga. And then we got 10 Storm Boys, all just with Choppas and Sluggas. That's the patrol detachment. Then we've got a Vanguard detachment with a Big Mech with a custom force field and a custom blaster, I believe it's called. The Orc plasma gun, essentially. Then we've got a Weird Boy who will be knowing to jump for this battle. Then for elites, we've got 7 tank bustas, all with rocket launchers. And this is the knob with a rocket launcher arm. Then we got 5 knobs on bikes. The boss here, he's gonna have a custom Slugga, and then they all just have big Choppas. Then we've got a Pain Boy on bike with a kill saw. Then we've got 2 Death Treads, both with 4 of the claws. And then we've got a truck with a wrecking ball and a rocket launcher. This big shoot is just for decoration. And that's it.
That's 1,500 points of Tuska the Demon Killa Orks. And this is 1,500 points of Grey Knights. So everything here is what you see is what you get. I have a battalion detachment with 3 units of strike squads. And then I have 2 Nemesis Grandmaster Dread Knights, both of which are going to have the Heavy Incinerator, the Psy Cannon, and the Nemesis Greatsword. The guy that's going to be the Warlord is the guy without the helmet. And the Warlord trait he's going to know is First to the Fray, which is reroll charges. And then I have in the Elite slot, we have some Paladins. And this guy is going to be the Paragon, I believe it's called, which is like the Sergeant. And Paladins are basically Terminators with 3 wounds and 3 attacks. So they're buffed up Terminators. And then going back to the strike squads, I forgot to mention 2 of the 3 strike squads have a incinerator in them. And yeah, it's a very elite force, much smaller than the Orc force. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this battle plays out. So yeah, this is 1,500 points of Grey Knights. So now let's get into the mission, the deployment, and everything else before we start the game. So the mission that we rolled off for was Eternal War, and it's the Ascension one. So for Ascension, there's one objective directly in the middle of the board, and then there's me and Ryan had to place one objective each. Ryan placed this one right here. It has to be exactly 18 inches from the middle objective and 12 inches away from the deployment zones. And if you can kind of see by Ryan's deployment, we had the triangle spearhead, I think it's called spearhead assault. Yeah, so that's exactly 12 inches away from his deployment zone. And the one I placed is basically mirrored to his, and it's closer to my deployment zone. And yeah, if you see in my deployment zone, you can't really see much, and that's because, yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. But, so yeah, that's the mission. And how the mission works, or that's the objectives for the mission. How the mission works is for every turn you're holding one of these objectives, you get a point. But for every consecutive turn, you get an extra point. So let's say if Ryan is on this objective right here, he'll get 1 point for being on it for that turn. But if he stays there and he's on it again at the end of his next turn, he'll get 2 points for it. And then if he stays there and he's on it for the next turn, he'll get 3 for it. So for being on it for 3 turns, you'll have 6 points altogether, which is pretty nice. So yeah, the longer you sit on objectives, the more points you get. And they're in the middle of the board, so a lot of fighting is going to be done right here. So yeah, let's get into the actual deployment. So here's the Orks. Obviously, the Grey Knights finished first. They had much less units. We have the Knobs on bikes right there. The Pain Boy, which is the guy with the horn. The War Boss on bike, which is over there. And also, obviously, these are not bikes. They're wild boars. But I think they're pretty decent conversions. Ryan actually did get around to putting all the guns and stuff on them now, so they look really nice. We have the 2 Death Dreads over here. And we have conga lining boys that are just trying to deny deep strike from over here and from way over there, while also getting buffs or something from them, or staying within range to be able to get the jump on the next turn. And the truck is over there with what's the guys that are inside it?
Tank Bustas and the Big Mac.
Tank Bustas and the Big Mac are inside the truck. So that's the Ork deployment, or the Tuska the Killa Orks deployment. And this is the Grey Knight deployment. There's, yeah, not much here. But if we go around, you can see there's a strike squad hiding behind those ruins. And even though we're playing a chapter-approved mission, we're still going to use the beta rules and ITC rules, so you can't see through bottom level of ruins, so these guys are completely hidden. Same with these guys over here, and same with these guys over here. So they're all hidden, and because I have 3 units that are on the field, I was allowed to put 3 in Deep Strike Reserve. So I have both of my Nemesis Grandmasters in Deep Strike Reserve and the Paladin squad. So I think I forgot to mention my Psychic powers for my Grey Knights. So very quickly, I'm going to have Gate of Infinity on all of the strike squads, because that's my mobility right there. Hammer Hand are going to be on the Paladins, because I think it'll be best on them. And Sanctuary, and well, Sanctuary is on the Warlord Dread Knight, and Vortex of Doom is on the other Dread Knight. And before we get into the roll-off to see who will go first, so let's give a couple of quick shout-outs. So the mat we're playing on today is from Mats by Mars. And so yeah, check them out if you like this mat. I believe this is the Molten Crust mat. And then the terrain, the stuff that looks like that and like that, is from TT Combat. The TT stands for Troll Trader. And this is obviously from Games Workshop. So yeah, oh, and these are from TT as well. That's what the stuff looks like when you order it and you paint it up, unless you want to leave it looking like wood or something. So yeah, that's done now. So I finished deploying first, so I'm going to get the +1 to the roll-off. So Ryan, roll off with me, and let's see who gets to choose who goes first.
Come on, more.
Oh, well, I get a +1. So I will choose 2. I might actually want to go second. No, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Alright, would you like to try to seize the initiative?
I'd like to, yes. Oh,
and
come on.
Not 2 times in a row. Alright, well, good luck. Have fun.
Good luck. You're going to need it.
Grey Knights, turn 1. And turn 1 movement for the Grey Knights has completed. So at the beginning of my turn, I declared that I was using Heed the Prognosticars, and I was going to spend 2 command points to give my Warlord a +1 invul. And yeah, so I gave him a +1 invul, and that's why he's the one that's closer to the Death Dreads and the guys with the rocket launches, because hopefully they target him in case I can't get Sanctuary off on his buddy to give him a 3-up as well. Then it really doesn't matter who he targets, because they both have a 3-up. That's the idea behind that one. And then I moved these guys. They're infantry, so they're able to walk through the ruins. Those guys back there are still just chilling. Those guys, they ended up moving and just moved into the ruins a little bit farther, which is where I would have wanted to put them, but because of the way the deployment was, they couldn't go there, so I had to put them a little bit farther back. So they're just trying to make their way to that objective. These guys are trying to come up and reinforce them, while I have a plan for the ones that are hidden in that building. So now, going into the Psychic phase for the Grey Knights, we're going to have this strike squad is going to activate Gate of Infinity on themselves. And the chapter tactic for Grey Knights is a +1 to cast spells, or yeah, a +1 to cast spells. So that means every Psyker, including the Nemesis Dread Knights, they get +1 to their spells. So it would normally be a 6 to activate this, but because we're Grey Knights and we get a +1, it's now going to be a 5. And it goes off on a 12. So I get to basically deep strike that unit anywhere on the board. So I'll be back after I do that. The next spell we're going to cast is going to be from the Warlord, who is out of denial range from the Weird Boy. So he's going to cast the +1 invul on his buddy. And I believe that is going to be a warp charge of 6. So it's a warp charge of 6, so because of the Grey Knight chapter tactic, I only need a 5. And I got a 4, so it does not go off. Do I want to command point that? I don't think I do.
Probably not worth it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I want to keep my points for other things. We're going to have his buddy is going to try to activate Vortex of Doom, and it's going to go on the nearest model, which is one of those 2 models. Believe I need a 7, and I got a 7, so let's double check. Yep. I needed a 7 because it's an 8 altogether. So because of the +1, it does go off. So the nearest model will probably be this guy. Yeah. And if it's not, they're tied, so I would pick him. D3 mortal wounds on the Storm Boys. So for this spell, it's pick the closest model, which would probably be this guy, and if not, these 2 would be tied, in which case I would just pick him. And so that unit and every unit within 3 inches of that model take D3 mortal wounds. So I'm going to roll for the Storm Boys first, since they're right there. They take 1 mortal wound. Okay. And then I'm going to do 3 mortal wound, or D3 on them. And I got 3. So it kills one of the bikes. And then these guys over here is going to... Oh, they already did Gate of Infinity, so they're done. And then these guys are out of range of Smite. They're out of range of Smite, and I can't activate Gate of Infinity because this is a matched play game. So now that's it for the Psychic phase. Let's move on to the shooting phase. First thing we're going to do is have the Warlord is going... Actually, no, this guy right here is going to shoot his heavy Psy Cannon into that Death Dread right there. And he's going to shoot his Flamer, which is a heavy incinerator, into these bikes right here. So the heavy Flamer is 12 inches, so it's within 12 because he's 9 inches away. D6 auto hits for 6. So it's strength 6 against toughness 5. Yep. So I wound you on 3s. So you have 3 at -1.
So 5 up armor 6. Okay.
And you didn't make any. That's 6 damage. So 2 would kill a guy, and another guy's down to 1.
Yeah, I've got 6 up, feel no pains.
Oh, so okay. So you have the first guy would take 2. Okay. So do that 6 ups.
Okay,
so
okay. 1.
So he takes 1, and then the next one would be 2 more. Okay. Oh, so he saved, and then the next one he has 2 more feel no pains. And he's dead. Okay. So we killed 1 guy. You saved a guy. And then the heavy Psy Cannon into that Death Dread. So it's 6 shots, and it's hitting on normally 2s, but now it's 3s because he moved. He deep struck in, and it's a heavy weapon. But he rerolls 1s because of himself or the other Grandmaster beside him. So we have 4 hits. It's strength 7 against toughness 7, so wounding on 4s. You got 1 wound at -1. 1 4-up save.
No.
And you don't make it, so you take 2 damage on that blue Death Dread.
I'm going to command point that.
Okay.
I don't want those...
You only have 4 command points.
Yeah, I don't want those dreads to die. 4 up.
Oh, so you take another 2 damage. Okay. So now moving on to the next Nemesis Grandmaster. He's going to do Flamer into them again, and Heavy Psy Cannon into the blue guy. So Heavy Flamer, 1 shot. Hits on, or wounds on a that, and now you have a -1.
5 up. Nope.
Nope, so you take 2 damage on a bike.
And
2 feel no pains.
Feel no pains. No. So 1 bike is down to 1 wound.
That is correct. And then the Heavy Psy Cannon going into that blue Death Dread. Hitting on 3s because he moved. Rerolling 1s because of either himself or the other Nemesis. Oh, they all hit. Nice. Wounding on 4s, because strength 7 against toughness 7, so it looks like just 1.
Sweet.
You have 1 minus 1.
4 up armor save.
Nope, so you take 2 more damage.
Down to 4.
So that was just some unlucky rolling. I think I should have got a couple more in there, but then again, Ryan should have made at least one of those saves. So, I don't know, I think it still evens out. And then that's it for those guys shooting. Now we're going to move on to these guys, and I'm going to take a look and see how many they can all still see. Because of that, the back of that guy. If you guys want to look, they can all still just see the back of it. So because of that, I'm now going to shoot all of them into them, and because they get a +1 save, because they're in cover, like I know technically they're not actually on a base, but we house rule it here that if you're inside of one of these buildings like that, we're going to pretend there's a base there and that they're actually going to be in the cover. So they're going to get a +1 to their save, which brings them up to, what is their save?
6 up.
So they'll be at a 5 up. Yeah, I'm still going to do it. Why not? I'm going to pay 2 points for Cybolt ammunition. So all of their bolt guns become strength 5 minus 1 AP. So yeah, I'm going to get all those attacks together and we're going to shoot them. So they're all just barely within rapid fire. Well, the first ones aren't just barely, but a couple of the back ones just made it in. So they're again shooting at these storm boys that are hiding in there. And because of the rapid fire, I get 40 shots with these guys because their storm bolters are rapid fire too. And because of the two command point stratagem I spent called Cybolt ammunition, they're strength 5 minus 1 AP. So let's do the first 20 first. So they hit on 3s and reroll 1s because of the Grandmasters that are right beside them. So we have this many hits, and then they will wound on 3s because I believe you're toughness 4, correct?
Correct. So
now they will wound the Storm Boys on 3s because the Storm Boys are only toughness 4 and the guns are now strength 5. So 3s again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I flipped a couple of these over. But yeah, so you have 7 at -1 so far. Let me roll the next 20 and we'll do all your saves afterwards. So here's the next 20. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. And only failed 4 that time. Not bad. And then wounding on 3s again. So far we got 7 in the wound pool. Let's see how many more we can get. Oh, what more is mine? Oh, that was a hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 plus 6 would be 13. You have 13 minus 1 saves. So 13 6-ups. Because you would have a 5-up, but because of the -1. So 13 6-up saves.
Okay.
And I killed them all, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I got 6 up, feel no pain.
6-up, feel no pain.
Come on, guys, you can do it. Okay, they're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah.
That was just very unlucky. You should have got a couple more in there. So the Storm Boys were taken out. And that'll be first blood for the Grey Knights. So the Storm Boys have been annihilated by the Paladin squad. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm happy with that result. But I'm only at 2 command points left with the 6 I started with, because not only are Grey Knights expensive in their points cost, but their stratagems are expensive as well. So now Ryan is at 3 command points, for those wondering, because he only started with 4. And now we're going to move on to this strike squad, who's going to pop a couple shots into these boys back here. So I'm pretty sure they're out of rapid fire range, and one of them has an incinerator, so we're going to have 8 shots, because they're 2 shots each. So 8 shots coming in from that strike squad into the boys. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the Grandmasters that are right beside them. That was a hit anyway, so that many hits. And then wounding on 4s. So you have 4 6-up saves on your boys.
Okay. 4 6-up saves.
So 3 will die unless they're within the pain boy.
3 inches.
No.
No.
This is the pain boy, right?
This guy here, yeah.
Yeah, you're not within 3. So 3 die. Yeah, so my shooting's done. I'm moving on to charges.
I'll take the 3 ugliest guys out.
The 3 ugliest guys out.
These monopost dudes. I'll take them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So now with that done, we're going to go into the charge phase. And I am going to start with... First charge I'm going to make is the non-Warlord Nemesis Grandmaster, and he's going to charge these bikes. So would you like to Overwatch?
Of course.
Okay.
So number of shots, lots.
Lots. Okay. So you hit on 6s.
Yeah, these are the Daka guns.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like.
5.
And then your strength 4.
Strength 5.
So against toughness 6, you need 5s. 2 up armor save. Ah!
Ooh.
So so that happened. So I'm down to 10 wounds. All right, and then some custom shooters on the boss and war boss. 6s. You got 1.
1 hit.
Strength.
Strength 4.
So wounding on 5s again. No wound. Alright, so I have my charge, and I have rerollable charges because of my first to the fray warlord trait. So I need a 9 to get into the bikes, I need an 11 to get into the war boss. And I got a 7, but it's a rerollable charge, so we're going to try again. And we got an 8, that's not in. So moving on, we're going to have the paladins give it a shot, and they're going to try to charge the... Actually, no, we're going to go with the Warlord. Warlord's going to try now. Starting with the custom shooters this time. Hitting on 3s. I mean 6s.
Hitting on 3s, okay. Sure.
I'm sorry.
So we got one.
I had a brain fart there. Then you wound on 5s.
5s. Nope.
Nothing. And then your Daka guns.
Yes.
So for those wondering, the Daka guns are assault 3, so that's why he gets a boatload of shots. Yep. So hitting on 6s. You got a few in there.
It's 1, 2,
3, 4.
3, 4.
Yeah. Okay, and then 5s.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So now I need my charge. Please make the charge. So I would, if I command point it, this is a 3 to get in instead of re-rolling the whole charge. So I am going to do that. I'm going to re-roll this with a command point, and I need at least a 3, and this charge is successful. And I'm in. So that's where the Warlord ends his charge, and he is now still within 6 inches of the Paladins, so they can still get their charge as well. So they're just going to charge the bikes, because that's all they really can charge. There's no way they're going to get around now. So they need a 9, but re-rolling. Oh, nothing. So it's just the Warlord that got in there. So I guess that's it for my charges, because nothing else is getting through right now, so let's move on to that. So the Warlord has 5 attacks, and he's using the sword, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, doesn't need any re-rolls. And technically, just for fluff purposes, he would be able to re-roll his wounds against demons, and they're supposed to be corn. We're not going to do it, but I'm just saying it would be, if this was a full-on narrative game, then that would be something you could do, but we're going to play it like his match play. So, wounding on 2s, no re-rolls. So, 1 failed, and it's -3 or 4, let me double check. So, it was -4, or -3, sorry, I was thinking of the other weapon he gets access to, which is -4. And the Nemesis Great Hammer, that's a -4 one. So, all of them go through, because you only have a 4-up armor save. So, for the first one, this guy will die.
I feel,
oh, I gotta roll for the damage then, I guess.
Yeah.
So, for the first one, 4 feel no pains. Okay, he didn't even make the first 2. He's dead. Then for the next one, 4 more feel no pains.
Nope.
And he's dead as well. For the third one, 1.
Come
so
on,
you have
buddy.
1 feel no pain.
You can do it.
Yes,
He makes it. Huzzah.
Next one. Another 4.
Now you got it.
And I got him. So that's the squad, right?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. And then I am going to... What's the weapons on these guys? And I'm choosing to not consolidate because I have a flamer. And if he wants to charge me, he can come at it. Sure, he'll still be able to use those guys to shoot a couple of these guys. But I'm going to hope my saves just work out for me. And that's basically it. So you would have morale, but these guys are basically fearless since their leadership works off of how many are in the unit.
Yeah, so leadership.
And I just murdered the 2 squads that I actually touched. So that's going to be the end of Grey Knights. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to get 1 point for holding this objective, and that's it so far, because nobody's holding that objective, and nobody's holding that. Oh wait, no, I get 2 points, because I also got First Blood for killing the Storm Boys or the bikes. So that's going to be the end of Grey Knights, turn 1. Now we're going into Tuska the Demon Killa Orks, turn 1. And this is turn 1 for the Orks. Their movement phase is done. So the war boss and Painboy on bike are staring down the paladins. The boys in the back just kind of shimmied around to get back in coherency after Tuska advanced through the wall and over here because he is an infantry. The other Painboy the Weird Boy is back there. And the two Death Dreads moved up to get closer to here. And the rocket launcher squad, whatever they're called again, the tank busters inside the truck just moved over just to get in range of the warlord, or actually the other guy. Okay, because the other guy doesn't have the 3-up invulnerable, unlike the warlord who does because of Heed the Prognosticars, which I can't even do again because I only have 1 command point now. I've basically spent all my command points on turn 1. So with all of that done, we are now moving on to the psychic phase. So where are we starting, Ryan?
Jumping my boys.
The jump.
Yeah, so it normally goes off on a 7, but for every 10 orc models within 6 inches of that guy, he gets a +1.
So it should be at least 2, so +2.
So he's going to be going off.
But doesn't he perils on like a 10 or something?
On a 12 up.
On a 12 up? Okay.
Yeah. Give me a 5, buddy. There we go. They're jumping.
So that's technically a 9?
Yep.
Alright, let me think about this and see if I want to deny or how I would like to deny.
Actually, I think, taking that into account, I think I'm going to reroll that too.
What, try to get higher?
Yeah.
Okay, so you spend a command point, reroll the 2.
Okay.
So now you got a 10 plus 2, so a 12. So, depending on how things work, let me read some stratagems and stuff. I might still be able to deny you. I doubt I'm going to try, but let me read some stuff. Okay, so I was looking at my stratagems. Apparently I have a stratagem that allows me to roll 3 dice and pick the highest to deny, which would be something I could do. But I can't technically because it costs 2 command points and I'm down to 1. So I'm just going to try to regular deny, and I can do it because he rolled a 12 exactly. Well, technically a 10 plus 2, so a 12. So I looked it up, and their chapter tactic, the Brotherhood of Psychers, I think it's called, is +1 to casting and denying. So if I roll a 12, I can deny his spell, but he'll still suffer the mortal wounds from Perils of the Warp. So if I am extremely lucky, the dice gods will bless me with 2 6s. No. Okay, so your spell goes off.
Yep.
Where are the boys going?
Before that, I did Perils with my Weird Boy.
Oh yeah, so take D3 mortal wounds.
D3.
Take 2, so he's down to 2 wounds.
Correct.
Alright, and then the boys are going to teleport somewhere on the board, and we'll be back. The psychic phase is now finished, and the boys have de-jumped way over here to try to pick on the strike squad that's hiding in that building. So they're exactly 9 inches away. Most of them can't see to shoot their sluggas, so I think it's only like 5 of them that can actually see through that little crack. Because even though we say bottom level of ruins aren't see-through, you talk about this, or you talk about what counts and what doesn't with your opponent. And me and Ryan both determined at the beginning of the game that that giant gaping hole should be seen through, because it's not like a window or a door or anything, so you can see through there. So, yeah, that's how we're going to play that. That's the psychic phase, so now let's move on to shooting. And I know you have a little bit of shooting, so where are we starting?
Let's go with the bikes. I'm going to...
Which bike? Oh, the only 2? For a second I was like, I thought I killed them, but yeah, there's the war boss and the other guy. So they're going to shoot at what?
At the dudes in the back, the purifiers?
Strike squad.
Whatever they're called. The Umis.
The Umis. So 12 shots because of the Daka guns from the War Boss and the Painboy. Hitting on 5s, you got 4 hits.
It's not horrible.
Strength 4, so wounding on 4s.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, wounding on 3s.
2.
So you got 2. I'm just going to use your dice. I have 3 ups. And 1 fails and 1 passes. So 1 Umi dice. We are going to take this guy right here. Now we have the custom shooter from the War Boss going into them. Hitting on 5s again.
Any day now. Okay.
So you got 2 hits. Strength 4?
Yeah.
Wounding on 4s.
1 wound.
1 wound. Yep, save. Okay. So another 1 dice.
You're dying to orc shooting. How does it feel?
Yes, oh, it feels sad and pathetic. They die. So all the rockets from inside the truck and the truck itself are all going to shoot into the Grandmaster that doesn't have a 3-up invul currently. And it all hits on 5s because I believe your rocket launches are assault weapons, correct?
Yeah. I'm actually putting them onto the warlord.
You're going to put them on Big Boy?
I want to soften them up for Mr.
Okay,
Jack.
so shooting them all at Big Boy.
Yep,
Hitting on 5s.
That'll be 8 rockets. Oops.
That's drop die.
Okay, 2 hits.
2, and then it's strength 8, I think, right?
Yep.
So wounding on 3s because of toughness 6. So you got 2.
Wounds.
So now I have 2. It's minus 2.
-3.
Minus 3. So I have 2 3-up invulnerables, and I fail 1. So how much damage would it be?
3 flat damage.
You know what? I'm gonna re-roll this. So I'm out of command points, and he still takes 3 damage. Okay, so apparently my warlord is having a squig thrown at him.
A bomb squig.
A bomb squig. Okay, so what's the bomb squig hit on?
Hits on 2s.
Okay.
Once he gets shot, he dies. So
okay, so
he hits.
And then you wound. What's your strength?
Strength 8.
So wounding on 3s. It wounds. What's the
minus
AP?
2 AP.
So I have a 3-up invulnerable again.
And
Come on! I take
D6 damage.
No! I didn't know this existed. Otherwise, I would have saved my command point.
Go.
Go.
Give me a 6,
Go.
please. 5.
I would have saved my command point to re-roll the D6 instead of the D3 if I knew that I had something that's hitting me on a 2, wounding me on a 3 coming at me. But based off of what happened anyways, if we count that re-roll that I did for this one instead, I still would have technically failed it. So either way, I'm not too salty about it, but obviously I'm a little upset that my guy's dying. But it happens. So again, even if I would have command pointed it now, but we used the same roll that I did before, I still failed it. So yeah, I'm down to 4 wounds on my warlord already before he even gets charged by stuff. So anything else?
Yep. Big Mech is gonna throw his custom Mega Blaster at the other Grandmaster.
So now the Big Mech is shooting his, what's it called?
Custom Mega Blaster.
Into the other Grandmaster.
Yep.
So he hits on a 5, and if you roll a 1, your Big Mech kills himself, apparently.
Yeah, it's like a plasma. Okay.
And you roll the 3, so it doesn't hit. And I believe that's probably it for your shooting?
Correct.
Because I think those guys could shoot the guys that are in there, but you don't want me to pull a couple away and make your charge harder. Mm-hmm. So probably just going into the charges then. Where are we starting?
Let us start with the war boss on the bike into the paladins.
Okay, I get my Overwatch, 40 shots. So we have the first 20 shots because I get 40. Hitting on 6s, re-rolling 1s because of the Nemesis Grandmasters. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, and then I'm going to do that again. And then the second volley of 20. Re-rolling 1s, which I've only got, wow, so I've only got 5 altogether. So then I wound you on 5s because you're toughness 5.
Toughness 6 on the war boss.
Doesn't matter, still 5s. So you got 1 wound, so 4-up armor, I believe?
Correct.
But you fail, so you take 1 damage.
Feel no pain from the pain boy.
6-up, feel no pain from the pain boy.
Nope.
Nope, you still take 1 damage. Okay, and then his charge.
He's
in.
it. He's just pushing towards the nearest guy.
Donk. Right there. And then I'm assuming the weird boy's coming too?
Yeah.
So his charge, he's pretty much in, but this is for formality, I guess. So 9 inches. Where's he going? Just shuffle him close again?
Yeah.
Donk. Okay. And then, what else? Oh, probably those guys? Or are you going to the Death Dread? Or the other Death Dread? Or Tuska?
Let's do blue Death Dread into your Grandmaster.
Overwatch! So I have 6 heavy side cannon shots, hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s. And then wounding on a 4. No wound. And then D6 auto hits with the flamer. 1. And I wound you on a 5. Wounds, you got a -1 save.
4 up.
Yeah. Make it. So then you roll your charge, which we measured already. It's 5 inches, I believe.
Yep. And he rerolls his charges because of here we go.
So you got an 8. You're good for sure.
Okay. 8. I can put him over here.
Then anybody else charging?
Red Dread.
Okay, I can't Overwatch anymore, so get in there.
I'm gonna need like an 11 or 12 or something.
Okay, we'll measure, and that's not in.
And then re-rolling because here we go. Nope.
That shouldn't be in either.
And then I'll try to throw Tuska in there.
Okay, Tuska's getting bold. I think he needs an 11.
Yep.
Nope.
And then re-rolling. Here we go. Oh, yes. Goodbye, Grandmaster.
Let's double check and make sure that he's in. The boys are going to charge the guys inside. So the guys inside, I think only 2 can see.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 8 shots because they're most likely in rapid fire range. Hitting on 6s. So we got 2. Wounding on 4s. You got 1. You got a 6-up save.
6 up. Oh,
Dead orc.
close.
It was almost.
I'll take this boy.
Okay, and then your charge. 9 inches, rerollable.
Yep. Oh, thankfully. Come on, boys, get in. You can do it. No, you can't do it.
No, they're not in.
Okay, that's
Okay,
right.
so where are we starting then? Now we're in the fight phase.
Let's start with the pain boy.
Okay, Pain Boy's gonna go first. And yeah, remember, I have no command points, so I can't interrupt, so do everything you gotta do, and I'm just gonna hope that I tough it out.
Okay, so Pain Boy's got 4 attacks with a kill saw, which means he's going to be hitting on 4s, so it's -1 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, so give me some 4s, please.
So he's got, no hits because he's -1, and he has 4 attacks because he's using his kill saw.
Correct.
And he missed everything, so now moving on to the War Boss, I guess?
Yep, the War Boss on bite.
4 attacks, hits
4
on
attacks, hitting
2s.
on 2s.
Okay.
With his Edwapa's kill chopper.
So he has the relic.
Yep, so
Okay.
all 4 hit.
Okay.
He's going to be strength 8.
Okay.
So wounding you on 2s.
Yes, toughness 4.
3 wounds at -2 D3 damage.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll your dice. So -2 is 4 ups. So you get D3 damage on one guy.
Correct. Give me 3, please. There we
3,
go.
so you killed one of them. Okay, we're gonna take this guy with a sword right here. So the Death Dread is gonna try to take out the Nemesis Grandmaster, at least whittle him down a little bit before Tuska gets a swing at him. So I believe you said 6 attacks on these guys because they get +1 for each claw.
Yep, so they have 2 base and then 1 for each claw. So
Okay,
6 attacks.
so 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, I assume.
Yep.
Or is it -1 to hit?
Nope, hitting
Hitting
on
on 3s. So you got 4 hits.
4 hits.
4 hits, wounding on probably 3s.
Yeah, strength 10, wounding on 3s.
Okay. So 2 wounds at -3, but this is on my Warlord with the 3-up invul. Can I make some 3-up invuls for once in my life? Yes!
Okay.
So now I believe you're going to try with Tuska?
Correct. I'm gonna be using his... I'm gonna use his big chopper today.
Okay.
So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got 3 hits, strength.
I'm going to command point this one.
Okay.
Bad idea, but alright, so we got 4 hits.
Okay, so now you're down to 1 command point.
Yep, strength 8, so wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
Okay.
2 more. How much damage does this do?
2.
So I just need to make 1 of these and my guy will live. But hopefully I make 2. And I have no more command points. So I believe if it's 2 damage each, that's enough to kill him.
Yeah.
And these guys don't explode either, so that's just a dead Warlord. So Ryan gets Slay the Warlord. One thing where I messed up too, not only did I not wait for the d6 damage for the command point that I re-rolled, or the dice that I re-rolled, I should have just saved that, and if knowing that he might die in close combat, because then I believe it's 1 command point. I can spend it for making any character fight again, and he most likely would be able to kill that Death Dread. So if I saved my command point, right now I'd be able to smack him back before he technically leaves the field. But that was my mistake. Again, I haven't played Grey Knights in forever. Probably the last time I played Grey Knights was the last time you guys saw him on the channel, which was like probably 2 months ago at least. So yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, so that's what happened there, and I believe that's it for charges and stuff, right?
Correct.
At least for you, so now I get my paladins to swing back at
I'm
you.
just going to pound my...
Right, so these 4 right here are going to go on that guy. And these 5 right here are going to go on that guy. So let's do the sword that's going on him. And remember, they had Hammer Hand cast on them last turn, so they will be hitting, or they will get a +1 to their wound. So that's always nice. So the sword has 3 attacks. He's hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the Grandmaster that's beside him. And he would normally be wounding on 5s because your toughness 5, and with the sword at least, because he doesn't get any bonus to the strength. But now he wounds on 4s. So you got 2 at -3.
He does not have a save.
Okay, so 2d3, and then you're... So you take 4 damage, and you have 4 feel no pains. So you take 3 damage. How many wounds does the Pain Boy have?
I believe Pain Boy has 4.
Even on a bike? Should have at least 5 on the bike.
He has 5, so he's down to 2.
Alright, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, so 9 attacks. These are with the halberds. They'll be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So I only failed 1. And then they are strength +2, so strength 6. So they'd be wounding on 3s, but now with Hammerhand, it's on 2s. So this many -2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Actually, it might be -1s. Let me double check. Again, I haven't played this army. So after looking up the stats, there's actually only 6 wounds because they would be strength +1, not +2. So it would actually be wounding the guy on 4s, but because of the Hammerhand, it's now 3s. And it's -2 AP. So I believe you have 6 ups?
Yep, 6 ups.
So you have 6
Armor
ups.
saves, I make.
Nope, and it doesn't matter even if I roll the D3 damage, your guy's just gonna die. Cause
I still got feel no pains.
okay, then do those feel no pains, and I'll roll damage after.
Okay.
He's dead.
Oh,
So
he's
the Pain Boy is gone. And the reason I did it in that order too is because now this guy don't get no Pain Boy saves when I smack him in the face. So let's start with the halberds. We have 3 of them. So 3 halberds hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. So not bad. And then he's strength 6 against my strength 5. So it would normally be 5s, but 4s because of Hammerhand. So you have 2 at -2.
Okay. 2 6-up armor saves. Okay,
So 1 goes through.
That's just 1 damage?
D3
Oh, D3.
for 1 damage.
Puts him down to
Then
5.
I have 2 swords swinging at him. So I'm thinking he's gonna live here. 3s. Reroll 1s. Not bad. And then 4s again, because normally it would be 5s, but now it's 4s. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Because that's 5 that go through at -3, so you don't even get a save. And then D3 damage. He's dead.
Gone.
So the paladins mopped up the war boss and the Pain Boy. Now, because it's going to be my turn, I'm going to pile in these guys here to get them an easier charge off of Mr. Tuska over there, because we need to get revenge for him killing our warlord. That's the end of the turn, I believe. So these guys are leadership 8. They only lost 2. There's no way they can fail. These guys only lost 1 with leadership, I believe, 9, so they can't fail. And your boys lost a couple, but of course with mob rule, they can't fail. The guys in there, nothing happened to them. And these guys over here, nothing happened to them. So that's going to be it for the morale phase. So at the end of Ryan's turn, he's going to score 1 point for being on that objective. And that's it, because no one's on the middle objective, and I'm still holding this one over here. Which means as long as these guys remained here, or I guess it doesn't really matter. It doesn't say it has to be the same unit holding it, as long as you're just holding it. So as long as I keep anybody there, I get 2 points for that objective next turn. So now we're going to move on to Grey Knights, turn 2. So now we're at the end of movement for the Grey Knights. So after their pile in from last turn and their 5-inch movement, they're right on Tuska. Same thing with my other Nemesis Grandmaster. He's equal distance from both the Dread and Tuska, so he can shoot Tuska, which is probably what I'm going to do. And then, so that's what moved over there. These guys backed up so that they can still be holding this objective, so I'll get 2 points for this at the end of my turn, with the Flamer being in range, or the Incinerator, I should say, being in range of that Death Dread. These guys shuffled over this way a little bit, and I'm assuming they're going to go help out their buddies over here, who walked forward very bravely to shoot into the Orks. So that's it for my movement, because my army is very elite and very tiny. So let's go into Psychic Phase. These guys right here are going to cast Gate of Infinity again. And it goes off, so they get to teleport and go up to 9 inches away from all enemies. So after, they get to come in from their Deep Strike. I put them right here. So because my Incinerator is only 8 inches, which I got wrong in the last battle report, so sorry for that last time. He's going to be sitting on the objective and inside the building where no one can see him, because remember, doors and windows are not see-through on the bottom level of ruins. So he's going to be holding that objective for me, which makes Brian have to come and deal with them. And then the rest that can actually shoot and are within rapid fire range are hidden behind the building, so yet again they can't be shot at by like the rockets or something like that. And they're going to help their friends over here try to annihilate all of these boys. So like Ryan said, he really needed that charge against those guys, because now this is going to be 20 plus another 15 attacks, so 35 shots going on to his boys, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. I should kill a nice little chunk, and then charges too should be able to help me kill even more. Gonna continue Psychic. We're gonna have the guys over here that didn't do anything. They're going to attempt Smite on those boys. So I need a 4 because they get a +1, and it goes off. So you just take 1 mortal wound because they have bad Smite. It would be automatic 3 if they were demons. So again, if we were playing this as a fluffy game, then I would do 3 mortal wounds to anything from Tuska because they follow Khorne. But nope, we're not playing it as fluffy rules. We're playing actual rules. So just 1 mortal wound. These guys can't smite you, don't worry, because they already did their spell. So I rolled for smite on him and I failed, so I didn't catch it on camera. But yeah, that sucks. So then we're going to go over to these guys, and they're going to cast Hammer Hand on themselves. Which I need a... So I got it on a 9 because they get a +1. So you can try to deny with your Weird Boy. So you need a 10 or higher.
Nope.
Nope. So they have a +1 to wound until their next Psychic phase. Now that's it for the Psychic phase. So now we're going to go into the shooting phase. So let's start with here. And they're going to shoot everything into that Death Dread. So we have 8 shots hitting on 3s. This is with the Combi Bolters, or Storm Bolters. And I don't get rerolls because they're out of 6 inches from the Dread Knight now. They wound on 5s. Got 2 wounds, so you have 2 3-up armor saves. Fail 1, you're down to 3 wounds. Death Dread's at 3, and then we get the Incinerator, which has D6 auto hits for 5. It's strength 6, so it needs, whoops, that's a drop die, it needs 5s to wound. So you have 1, 2, 3 at -1, 3 4-ups. Ooh, you die.
Does he explode?
Does he explode?
I
don't know, does he actually explode though?
Yeah.
So okay, on a 6 he'll explode.
6. Come on, buddy. Please, I need you to explode.
No. So that worked out much better than I thought, because now all of this gets to unload in Tuska. That's amazing. I did not expect these guys to kill him, but I guess dice. It's a dice game.
I hate dice games.
Alright, we're gonna have this guy over here shoot everything into that Killa can right there. So here's the Flamer. 2 shots, or 2 hits, wounds on 5s, nothing. And then he has a heavy side cannon, which is 6 shots. Hits on 2s normally, but 3s because he moved. Rerolls 1s, but there's none there. Strength 7 against toughness 7, so wounding on 4s. Wow, you got 4 -1s on that Death Dread.
4-ups.
So you take 6 damage.
That puts him down to 2.
So the red Death Dread is now on 2 wounds. I think that was pretty good for me. So now over here, we're going to have, I think if I can reach a couple of these guys, try to pop some shots over on that Killa can to try to kill it off. Actually, in fact, I think I might just shoot all of them into the Killa can, because I'm pretty sure I'll kill Tuska if I charge him. Because you can't interrupt me anywhere, and I'm just going to smack you in the face with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, all of these bolt shots are going to go into that guy. So I'll be back after I got him. So we have 24 shots from these paladins going into that Killa can. So I hit on 3s, and I reroll 1s because of the Grandmaster. I think that was it, yeah, because I flipped it over. And so I only missed 1, 2. Not bad, so 22 hits. But this is the hard part, I wound on 5s. Whoa. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11 3-up saves.
Okay.
Statistically, I should kill you here. And you fail 3 of them. Yeah. So even if you command point 1, you're still dead.
Poor Death.
Does he blow up? It doesn't.
It's
Nothing's in range. Okay. So there we go. That done. Let's go on to these guys over here. So I'm gonna have 15 shots with them. So I lied. They're actually 16 shots because 4 shots each. Well, 2 rapid fire 2 for each gun. So 16 shots. That's a drop die. Hitting on 3s. No rerolls this time because there's no Grandmaster around. So I failed 4. It looks like. And then I wound on 4s because strength 4 to toughness 4. So you have Oh, wow. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 6-up saves. 8 6-up saves for the boys.
Oh, okay.
You make 3, so 5 die.
5 die.
So Ryan chose to pick the ones off from the front to at least try to make their charge harder. And unfortunately, his boss was up front, so he had to take out the boss. So now we're going to have those 5 shoot rapid fire into these guys. So that's going to be 20 shots. 20 shots going into the boys, hitting on 3s. Wow, I'm getting decent shooting this time around. So that many hits. I didn't count how many I took out. Then wounding on 4s. Wounding on 4s. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8.
We can do.
Wow, you make another 3, so 5 more die.
5 more die. Alright. 1, 2.
And I believe that's going to be it for shooting. So now we're going to go into charges. Does Tuska have any Overwatch?
No.
Okay, so the Warlord's going to charge. He should be in no matter what. He's in. And then the Paladins are going to charge. They should be in no matter what, but the more bigger number I get, the more Paladins I can get into combat. That should get pretty much all of them in. And that's where the Paladins end their move. Just trying to surround Tuska. And yeah, we're going to punch him in the face a bunch and hope that he dies yet again. Only to be reborn by Khorne. So now we're going to move over to those guys. 14 slugger shots in Overwatch. Hitting on 6s. So you got 3.
Yeah.
Then you wound on 4s.
No.
Not a single one.
Okay.
So I need what looks like probably a 5, maybe 6. But we'll measure after I roll. And I should be in with 7. And actually thinking about it, I am going to charge these guys into the boys because I want to kill as many as possible to get them to run away from morale so that they can't actually hit me back. And if they're dead, this game's basically over because it's just some tank busters and a weird boy. So, let's shoot into them. So let's charge because they can't shoot through Overwatch. So I need a 9, a hard 9, because I deep struck near them. Oh, I don't have a command point to reroll, and I'm not near. Well, the Warlord's dead, so no rerollies. So I guess we're going to. We'll leave Tuska for last. So let's start with these guys over here. So the Falchion gets 2 attacks. He's going to hit on 3s, and he's going to wound on 4s, I believe. It might be +1. I'll look it up. Doesn't matter. It would fail no matter what. And then we have 4 regular attacks from the regular guys because they only get 1 attack each with those swords. So they hit on 3s. Oh, this isn't looking good so far. And then they wound on 4s. So you got 2 dead boys.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? Just to keep it cinematic and stuff, and we'll do all this after. Even though technically you're not supposed to, let's just do your boys because it's not going to change the outcome of anything. So do them, get your pylons. So apparently I might have made a mistake. There's 30 attacks from the boys coming into my guys.
It's crumping time, boys.
So they hit on 3.
Cock.
That's a cock die.
Come here, you sucker.
Okay, so that's a hit, and then you fail a couple. We'll be back with all the ones. So we got lots of hits. Now we're wounding on 4s, because strength 4 to toughness 4. Please roll a bunch of 1s and 2s.
Okay. Not too bad.
Oh, I think I might have...
We got 4, 5,
I
6,
completely
7,
regret this decision.
10. Only 14.
3 ups. You know what? Just because I'm going to be that guy one at a time.
Okay.
Oh!
I'm dead.
Okay. So far it's 1 dead. 2's dead. 3 dead. 4 dead! 5! They died. Alright, so I guess that sucks. Oh well, mistakes were made. So after the boys murdered my strike squad, they consolidated 3 inches towards this strike squad. So I might have made a big boo-boo, because what I should have probably done is, well, at least now, because I killed 2 in close combat, I was hoping to kill more. But now there's 12 guys in the unit, so they're leadership 12, but I killed 12 this turn. So Ryan's going to lose D6 when he comes to morale, so I hope he rolls really high. Whereas if he rolled a 1 or a 2, he would have been fine, and then he would have lost guys on a 3-up. So maybe it was okay, but at the same time, I could have left my guys alive right there, and so that way he would either have to multi-charge and spread his guys out in a big conga line so he's not getting nearly as many attacks, or he would have to pick one or the other to charge. Whereas now, he killed them on my turn, and now he gets to come over here. So the more tactical thing to do would have been to just let my guys stand there and shoot him. Most likely, I think. I think that would have been the more optimal thing to do. But hey, stuff happens. So now let's move over here. We're going to have the second Nemesis Grandmaster Dread Knight, the non-warlord Nemesis Grandmaster Dread Knight. He's going to avenge his brother by trying to strike down Tuska the Demon Killa. So he has 5 attacks with his Nemesis Greatsword. He hits on 2s, rerolling 1s, and that's a lot of wounds. You're only toughness 5 on that guy, so strength 10, so I wound you on 2s. And this is -3 with your 2-up, so you have 5 5-up saves.
Come on, Tuska, you can do it.
You make 3, so 2 go through, so you take 2d6 damage. 2d6 damage going on Tuska. I believe Tuska is dead.
You've killed Tuska. Again.
Again, without even needing the paladins.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And so that means he would be able to consolidate and pile in. So I'm just going to do that, I guess. Just move him a little bit over this way. And then now I'm going to activate these guys, and they would get their pile in and consolidate, so I can move them 6 inches. So I'm going to do that, and I'll do after their consolidate and pile in. They get closer to the truck full of tank bustas and the weird boy, who is most likely going to try and jump away next turn, otherwise he's going to be murdered by the paladins. So now that leads us to the morale phase. So we have your boys. You lose D6 guys, my friend. How many guys are going to run?
Roll low, please.
And 4 guys die. So 4 run away.
Spend my last command point.
Spending the last command point. Roll a 5 or a 6,
I'm gonna
please.
Get a 6.
I guess it's not that bad of a decision, but hey, you lose 5 more guys. So now I'm actually okay with my decision there to jump in because I killed a lot more guys, and now there's only 6 left, which might lose another 1 or 2 to Overwatch, and then sure, they might kill these guys, but I still got my heavy hitters over here to come deal with them and the truck and everything else. But actually, now that I think about it, depending on how your next turn goes, this actually could still be anybody's game. Because with all those rocket launches and stuff coming out, you could just blow this guy away, and then I'm just left with the paladins and these guys. So actually, I'm being a little too confident here. I think you still have a very good chance in this game. But at the end of my turn, I do score 1-2 for being on here, because that is the second turn that I've held that objective, and I get 1 for that objective there, so I get another 3. So I am now at... And Slay the Warlord, so I get another 4. So I'm at 6 to your 2. And then we're going to go into Orks. Well, Orks. Turn 2. Movement phase for the Orks is finished. And we have the boys right here ready to charge the strike squad. We have the truck that advanced away from the paladins because it doesn't want to get charged. But now all the guys inside hit on 6s, so that's the downside. So maybe you should have just hoped for the best and tried to kill him, but we'll see how it plays out for you. And then the weird boy ran and advanced over there just to get away from the paladins again. So now, like I was talking about earlier, it forces me to either go there or conga line my guys and lose out on a bunch of attacks. So now I gotta pick where to go, unless I want to shoot him and go over there, but then if I go over there, then that's gonna be the closest target, so I can't shoot him. So I got some things to think about. But yeah, so now that's gonna be it for movement, so psychic phase.
Yep.
I believe he's gonna try to jump himself across the universe.
He will try to jump himself.
So it goes off on a 7. Does not go off.
He's not jumping. He's dying.
He's gonna die. So that's it for your psychic phase. Moving into shooting.
Yep, let's go with the truck.
Truck.
Gonna put whole crap ton of rockets into your paladins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the truck shooting tons of rockets into the paladins. So 8 rockets because of 7 guys inside of the truck, and then the truck itself has a rocket launcher.
Yep.
So hitting on 6s now because you advanced.
Nothing.
Cool.
A lot of nothing. And then the custom Mega Blaster from the Big Mech inside is going to go into the Paladins as well.
Okay.
Hitting on a 5. Okay, hits. So it's a strength 8.
Wait, is it an assault weapon?
Yeah.
Oh, so it would have been on a 6, but you rolled a 6 anyways, so you're good.
So wounding on 2s because it's strength 8. That's a wound. And minus 3.
So 5 up. Nope. How much damage?
D3.
So it does 2 damage, so 1 lives with 1 wound. So I put it on the guy with the bad painted sword. That's it for shooting, unless you're going to have your boys take a couple pot shots into these guys.
Might as well.
Okay, so I believe it's 7 shots, hitting on 5s. You got 3 hits, 4 hits, wounding on 4s.
1.
1 wound. I have a 3-up armor save. I'm okay.
Okay, that's it for shooting.
So charges, where are we starting?
Boys into your strike squad.
Alright, so I don't get the flamer, unfortunately, because he can't see anything. So the other 4 guys are going to take 16 shots. So here's 16 shots, Overwatch. Hitting on... That's all I got. Really? That's all I got, dice gods! A wound on 4. At least I got a wound. You got a 6 up. Please kill the boy. Kill the boy. So now there's less attacks coming at me. Sweet! Okay, and then you roll your charge, which I'm pretty sure you cannot fail. You're not failing with 5. Not that close.
Could re-roll it.
You're going to get all of them in anyways, even with a pile-in, so go for it. So we have 6 guys attacking, which I believe is 6 times 3, so 18 attacks. Oh, God. Hitting on 3s. Well, that's a nice amount of 1s and 2s from what I see so far.
Get back here.
Yeah, okay. And then wounding on 4s. Now I need to see a bunch of 1s, 2s, and 3s. Please! Please don't kill my guys. Oh. Please don't. Oh, that's a decent amount.
I don't like that.
Now, what do you mean you don't like that?
I guess it's okay.
What do you mean you don't like that?
I wanted more. So there's 8.
8 3-up saves. 1 at a time. Because no, let's do it. You killed 4. So 1 guy lives. And then my 1 guy left in the strike squad is going to attack back. He has falchions, so that means he gets an extra attack. So he hits on 3s. Then he wounds on 4s, I believe. So now you have a no save.
Oh, you're right.
So I killed the boy at least.
Take this guy.
Cool. So now you're down to 5.
Yeah.
And you lost 2 this turn, so morale is going to be pretty decent. So now I'll do my morale first. So I am leadership 8 on the champion, which is who I left in. And he's going to... He lost 4. So that means I need to roll a 4 or less. So he's a little bitch and ran away. And now the Orks, their leadership is
6.
And they lost 2, so you need to roll a 4 or less. You lose 2.
Oh, come on.
It's only fair, Ryan. It's only fair.
I guess.
So now there's 3 boys. But they did put in some work. They killed a couple of strike squads, which, yeah, it happens. Good play by Ryan, bad play by me. It happens. And I believe that's the end of your turn.
Correct.
So when it comes down to objectives, you are not in range of that one, and you left that one, so you score nothing for your turn. So at the end of turn 2, or the end of battle round 2, it's 5 for the Grey Knights to 2 for the Orks. It's starting to look downhill, but we're going to play it out and see how the turn 3 goes. So now we're going into turn 3 for Grey Knights. So movement for the Grey Knights is finished. This strike squad moved over and away so that they can't be seen. So that way they can hold that objective for some more turns, because they're going to win me the game, basically. If they don't die, I'm just going to keep gaining point and point and point. Like, I'm already at 5 to Ryan's 2. At the end of this turn, I'm going to get 3 points for this, so I'll be at 8 to Ryan's 2. And if they just sit there all game, there's no way Ryan's going to catch up unless he starts sitting on 2 objectives this turn and sits there for the rest of the game, which isn't going to happen because I still have my heavy hitters over here ready to lock and load. With the movement phase done, let's move on to psychic phase. So this guy over here is going to do Vortex of Doom onto that tank right there. Okay, Vortex of Doom, it needs a 8, but a 7 because of my thing. Goes off on a 10. Would you like to try Deny with your Rude Boy?
Out of range.
You're out of range? Okay, so it's D3 more wounds on your tank. 1. Truck is now down to 9 wounds left. Paladins, and they're going to cast Hammerhand on themselves. Goes off.
I am ready to deny that one, my weird boy.
Ooh, well, I got it off on a 6. You need a 7 or higher. And you do not, so it goes off. Then these guys over here I guess could cast Gate of Infinity, but there's no point. I want to hold that objective. And they can't... my smite's only 12 inches for these guys, and it only does 1 mortal wound unless it's to a demon, in which case it does 3 more wounds, so they're not even in range to smite those guys, and they couldn't see them anyways. So let's move on to Shoosting. This guy is going to do everything into that truck. So here's the Flamer, or Heavy Incendiary. Oh, man, I'm getting like 1 shot every time. So what's the toughness on the truck?
He's toughness 6.
I'm assuming 6? Yeah.
Yep.
So on a 4. You got a wound at -1. What's the save on the truck?
He's got a 4 save,
So,
5 up.
Nope.
So it's 2 damage. Truck's down to 7 wounds, and now we have the heavy side cannon coming in from the Nemesis Grandmaster. Heavy side cannon, normally hitting on 2s, but because the Grandmaster moved, it's now 3s because it's a heavy weapon. And I reroll 1s because he's a Grandmaster. And you're only strength or toughness 6 against strength 7, so this is on 3s. You have 5 at -1, so 5 more 5 ups. 5 ups.
Oh, jeez.
You take 10 damage.
He's dead.
So now the boys, I was hoping this happened, because now the guys get out and they're going to get unloaded on by the paladins. So 8 guys inside. Let's see how many die.
Come on.
None?
1.
Oh, 1 dies.
I'll take it a tank buster.
Okay, so there's going to be 6 tank busters and a big mech, I think he's called, right?
Yep.
That are going to get out of that truck, and we'll be back. So the tank busters got out of the front of the truck somehow. I guess they just ran over the guy that was driving it and everything. Just run up to the front and got out. So now they're a decent bit away. I don't think I'm making that charge even with a reroll. So let's just unload as many shots as we can from the paladins into them. And I think I'm out of rapid fire, but we'll double check and we'll be back with the amount of shots after this. So there was 2 in range of the tank busters, so they get rapid fire, but everyone else doesn't, so that means I get 22 shots with my storm bolters. I hit on 3s and I reroll 1s because the Grandmaster is right beside them, within 6 inches. So reroll these 1s. Wow. So I think I only failed 1, 2, 3. Only 3, so 19 hits. So 19 wound rolls, needing force. And I'm gonna count this and be back. So 8 of those were wounds. So you owe me 8 5-up saves.
Yep. So I take 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, 5.
5 die.
That's the entire. No, I think there's 1 tank buster left.
There's 1 tank buster left.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And then so you have a tank buster and a big mech. Cool. And I'm pretty sure that one guy's probably going to run to morale. That's it, because I'm not in charge range of anything. So let's just go to morale.
Yeah.
That one guy runs away.
Leadership 7, so he has a chance of staying, right?
Why? How many did you lost?
I lost.
You had 7 at the beginning of the turn. You're down to 1.
Yeah.
So you need to roll a 1. Nope. End of my turn. So I gain 3 more points from being on this objective. And I'm going to go up to 8. I have 8 points now to Ryan's 2. So this is very unfortunate for the Orks. So we're going to go into Orks. Turn 3. Movement for the Tuska, the Demon Killa Orks, or I should say the Orphan Orks, because their leader is dead. So the boys moved up over here to try to get an 11-inch charge off on my strike squad. Then we have the Big Mech is getting a little brave, and he's going to try to take on the Paladins. Same thing with the Weird Boy. I guess they've thrown their cowardice out the window, and they're going to try to come in and do some damage while they can. So moving into the Psychic phase. You going to jump this guy? I would suggest smiting.
Yeah.
If you're going for damage, I would do smite.
Let's smite your paladins.
So smiting the Paladins.
Oh.
So your perils.
That's alright.
So I'm going to see if I deny, which I can on a 12. Nope, close, but no cigar. So now see if you kill yourself first, because it doesn't go off if you kill yourself.
Yes!
No, you live!
Woo!
So how many mortal wounds do you do on my guys? 3.
5.
You kill a paladin.
5.
Why is it D? Oh yeah, because it was on a 12! But it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, it's mortal wounds, so it goes over. You kill a paladin and a little over half. So actually he killed 2 because there was 1 paladin on 1 wound left. So that means this is actually on a 2. So, and then 3 more mortal wounds killed another paladin, and then 1 mortal wound went over onto that guy. So now he's on 2 wounds. I get rid of the swords first because the halberds are just better, in my opinion. Because they have a higher strength. They're not as much AP, but the higher strength will allow me to just murder stuff. Especially because I'll be wounding on 2s with hammer hand. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to keep them. And then, oh yeah, because the orc saves aren't that good anyways, so I don't need the -3, because I'm going to cancel it with like a -1 or -2 anyways. We have shooting. Does your Big Mac got a gun?
He does.
I think he does, because you've been shooting it all game.
Custom Mega Blast.
What's he shooting at?
I'm going to put a shot into the paladins.
Okay, going into the paladins.
Getting on a 5, ones will kill me. Oh, okay. He's not shooting, and that's it for shooting.
Okay, and we have an 11-inch charge over here. I can't
Yes, sir.
see you, so go for the charge. 11 inches.
And I get to reroll.
Okay, here we go! Almost.
Okay.
And you have no command points, so you can't reroll that. Now we're going to go into that guy, into
Big
the
Mac
paladins.
into the
Okay, so we'll roll your charge, see if you get in, and then I'm going to shoot you in the face. You probably get in.
10? Yeah, that should... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so let's see if I can kill you in Overwatch first, though. So leave him there so we can get rapid fire and stuff. We'll be back. Using Orc lingo, I have a lot of attacks. I hit on 6s, though. Reroll 1s because of the Grandmaster that's right beside them. And I got 1, 2 hits. That wounds you on 4s, I assume. So you got 1 armor save, which you said was a 4-up.
Correct.
So you failed it. You're down to how many wounds?
He is down to 3.
Weird Boy is going to attempt another long charge into the paladins. So what is it? Here we go.
Not good enough. Here we
Here
go.
we go.
That will...
He's probably in, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in.
Things are turning around for the orcs.
Okay, so where are we starting?
Let's start with...
I can't interrupt, so do what you gotta do.
Okay, let's start with Big Mac.
Big Mac, how many attacks?
He's got 3 attacks.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Get out of there. Okay,
One hit, wounding on...
Strength 5, so wounding
So
on
3s.
Hey, here we go. No AP, 1 damage.
2 up. I'm okay. And then your Weird Boy.
Yes, sir.
He's got 3 attacks.
With his Weird Boy staff, he's hitting on 3s. Okay, 2 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 3s.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do my attacks back. We'll be back. So that's gonna be, I guess, a turn 4 tabling. So victory for Grey Knights.
Okay, I think I should have hidden my Storm Boys a little bit better,
Yes.
so they could at least do something
Yes.
before getting slaughtered.
That is true.
I should have beat these boys here. I should have kept them on this objective. Maybe it would have got me an extra point or 2.
Possibly. And it would have forced me to start moving some stuff from there over there. And then if your Storm Boys were alive, they could have easily dealt with this stuff over here.
And I think I should have kept the war boss alive on the bike. Maybe brought him over to help the boys with their
Instead of
charge.
charging into the paladins
Yeah,
and
so
just
that's
letting them
suicide.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I kept the pain boy around, I could have given out some feel no pains to whoever needed it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's...
Yeah, he could have sped up and tried to get with the boys that you had over here, and that would have been great to have that pain boy on bike just helping them out. So, I agree with everything you said. That's stuff that could have been done differently that would have helped you out. What I would have done differently is mainly the deployment. You should have had your boys in a big screen to protect your bikes and the Storm Boys. Because with the way the deployment was and with the range on all of my weapons, you can easily make it so that I have to deep strike over here because of your boys out front. Kind of like, remember your bikes that were like right here? If there was boys there instead, I have to come over here. And the boys aren't the heavy hitters of your list. Like, they're good, don't get me wrong. Like, especially when you have over 20 of them and stuff and you get into, and you charge somebody. But they're also your screen because you're not running grots. Otherwise, I would throw in a couple units of grots as a screen. But so you would have to use your boys as a screen. I would put them out front. So that way most of my shooting will have to go on your boys, which means your storm boys, which could have been back over here. So they could have been outside of rapid fire range and possibly even just outside of range in general, but I would have still kept them in range just outside of rapid fire, because that means you wouldn't get a charge off with them on the next turn, which is something you probably would have needed. So I would have had them just outside of like 9 inches from your deployment zone, because that's where I would have to go, plus another 3.5 inches. And I'd move them back there. So same thing with the bikes too. So that way they can easily move up, get some rapid fire shots on the stuff that was probably going to still come in right here, because I wanted to steal your objective from you. Since this was the one that was closer, so I figured it'd be easier for you to get. So that's why I brought in all my stuff here. That, and also you gave me a very good juicy targets by putting your 2 valuable targets right beside each other. So I got to do my big old death ball right here, and I got to unload on the 2 biggest threats that you had, at least at that time. Because the amount of shots those bikes put out is ridiculous. You could kill a couple paladins in 1 turn, most likely, or a whole squad of a strike squad. Same thing with the storm boys. The storm boys would put out a couple of good hits too. Could probably kill a strike squad just by themselves. You seen what happened when I got charged by 6 boys. It killed all 5 of my guys basically. Well, it killed 4 and 1 random morale. So that could have been done differently too. The screening, like I said at the beginning, the screening should be a little bit better with your stuff farther back, or even have the storm boys just hidden in here so they weren't popping back out of this end so they couldn't be seen. And other than that, I don't think you made very many mistakes, other than, yeah, like you said, bringing your guys up here to basically suicide bomb and just die. And that's it. Other than that, I think you did everything proper. Like, even how you said you wanted to stay on that objective and gain more points, I don't think that would have been the best thing to do, because you're just standing, you're leaving a melee unit to stand on an objective, which is never something good. Because you're not gonna, it's not like you're gonna get your points back through shooting anymore, and I'm just gonna come up and get away. I don't even have to charge you, I'll just shoot at you turn after turn. Sure, you'll gain a couple of points, but I'm gaining points over here as well, so it would cancel out. And then I would probably kill them by turn 5-ish, turn 5, turn 4, just through shooting. And I'd be able to score some more points at the end. And of course, because if they were there for 6 turns, that's a lot of damn points that they would have achieved for me.
Yeah. My idea was to jump the weird boy over onto this objective and then move my boys out to go
grab that objective or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course my weird boy is a piece of crap.
He hasn't really done much for you in either game.
Yeah.
Oh well, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of the Orks, because it's Ryan's like newfound favorite army.
I love them.
So we're going to see more Orks, especially the Tuska, the Demon Killa Orks on the channel. And Ryan's going to try to get some more competitive units, some more points efficient units, and so he can have start going back to doing some competitive battle reports instead of these casual battle reports, which I don't mind at all, but I really prefer playing with point efficient armies and trying to power game as hard as possible. But with that said, what I would have done differently is I wouldn't have charged over there. I should have left my guys to again force you to either charge them, or charge both and lose out on a bunch of attacks. And I think that's it. There's probably more mistakes. Oh yeah, the command point thing on my warlord, I should have saved that for the d6, but then again, if I had the same result, it wouldn't have mattered. But even then, I shouldn't have re-rolled that d6, because I should have just waited and used that 1 command point, because I'm pretty sure it's only 1 command point. Let me look. Only in death, yeah. Only in death does duty end. I can pay 1 command point to have a character either fight, as if it's the fight phase, or shoot. And so that would have been probably more efficient. I probably could have killed the Death Dread as I died, like I mentioned already in the video. So that's another mistake I could have done better. And that's basically it. Again, there's probably more mistakes that I just can't remember. I'll probably find them in the battle report though, like I normally do. And that's going to be the game. Like I said, Grey Knight victory. Basically a tabling. So, good game, my friend.
Good game indeed.
Thank you again for being on the channel. We'll have some more games with Ryan and either his Space Marines, Orks, Death Guard, or Thousand Suns. He has 4 armies, and I have 6 armies, but I never use like 3 of them. So technically I only have 3 armies. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, come check out the Patreon. A pledge of $4 gets you into the Almost Pro Gaming Discord channel, where you can talk to either myself or other Almost Pro gamers and patrons to get help with Warhammer in general, list building advice, and yeah, anything else that has to do with Warhammer. We have a great little community going in that Discord channel. And thanks to all my current patrons too. Without you guys, the channel honestly wouldn't really be here. So thanks again for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy wargaming.